anticipated video is for me to make Siopao. I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. First, you gotta have to boil a whole chicken. Bam! Once you boil the chicken, you gotta debone it. But you can't debone it without gloves. No glove, no love. Remember that. All my friends in the 90s and 80s, they know what I'm talking about. So you just put this on, because this is corona-free Siopao, by the way. And once it's boiled, you gotta make sure it's cooled down, and then you just get the deboning. So I'll be back shortly once everything's deboned. This is how it'll look once you debone your chicken. Once you debone your chicken, you're gonna need a couple of ingredients. Very simple. First, you need some onion, whole onion, sweet onion preferably, garlic powder, pepper, brown sugar, babe, oil, and soy sauce. Okay? So what you do, you heat the pan up, put some oil in there. Once it's hot, you put your onions in there. All right? Nice and simple. Right? You let these onions sweat. What I usually do when they sweat is I hit it with that pepper. The reason why is because that pepper gives it that little peppery taste when you're cooking it with the onions. Okay? Let that sizzle for a second. I forgot to add the little kick. We need some red pepper. Just a little bit. Give it a little pinch. Now, the way I cook, I don't use measuring cups, so I don't know. I just keep doing it. Trial and error. You mess up, it's fine. So, just do this. Once your onion has sweated, you get your whole chicken and you throw it in there. Once you throw it in there, you get your garlic powder. Give it a little drench of garlic powder. A little bit more black pepper. Like I said, I don't measure. I don't think I need to. And then you just give it a little stir. So now you just gotta wait until this thing reduces down a little bit. The onions, it caramelizes and everything. And once it caramelizes, you see this? Brown sugar. Throw some brown sugar in there. I don't know how much that is. Oops. So, you just mix that brown sugar in there like that. And you give it a cook. So look, it's starting to have color inside, right? This is your filling for your Siopao. So you're just gonna let this cook, and then once I come back, I'll show you the finished product and then what we do next, okay? All right, so this is how it looks so far. We done reduced it. This is your filling. Now, to add color to the filling, we add some soy sauce. Just a little bit. I don't know how much that is. That's just enough to the color. Now, you notice I didn't add salt to it because the soy sauce is already salty. So that's my salt flavor, I guess, if it's the soy sauce. So, it doesn't look that dark you like. Add a little bit more soy sauce. Just keep adding. And we'll go from there. And once we're done with this, you give it the old middle school, high school rule. Y'all fellas know what I'm talking about. That little taste test. It needs some more brown sugar. I don't know how much, because that taste test wasn't sweet enough. By the way, Mike. So, I'll let you know what's next. Alright, so now we gotta make the famous dough. What you need is some milk, some butter, some yeast, some sugar, baking powder, and some flour. Okay? So now we get the flour and we just put some in. This is a measuring cup, but it has no numbers. I don't even know what this is. So we're just gonna keep putting stuff in there. I don't know how much am I putting. I'm just eyeballing it again. Like I said, I don't know. That looks all right. I don't know, maybe do some more. And then we're gonna put some sugar in here. How much sugar do you want to put? I don't know. Maybe a little bit more bang. I don't know. Just put some sugar. So once you do that, you're gonna put some baking powder in there. How much baking powder? I don't know. Just put some baking powder on it. Then we gotta go salt. Bam! Maybe. So my daughter's phone storage got full. So now I don't know where it stopped, but we're gonna get some sugar and we gotta make this yeast. So this is how you make the yeast. You get some sugar, put it in the milk. By the way, the milk gotta be warm. Not hot, but warm. You put this instant yeast in there. You give it a little stir. Put that instant yeast. Give it a stir. That don't even look like it's that much. So, you know, when you got a house of 50 people.
Oh my God. Keep going.
You just add more yeast. I guess that looks good. And then we're just gonna stir this. That looks good like that. So that you're gonna have to let sit for about 5 minutes. In the meantime, we could just blend the flour, your dry ingredients. And I'll get back to you when this, after 5 minutes. So it's about 5 minutes and this is how it looks with the yeast and the milk mixed there. And you got the butter. Now it's time to mix everything. Like I said, you need oil. You might need water because I don't use measuring cups. You need this stuff. So let's just blend everything in there. Let's just throw all this in here like this. Throw that in there. Lock that. And let's go. Here at my house, I gotta hold this down because it gets wild. So I add a little bit of water, a little bit more water in there. Might need some oil, love. I don't know. I'm just checking the chemistry of it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's a mess. But good thing I got a wife that cleans the kitchen, because if not, it'll be a mess. So we're just gonna let this dough mix. If it gets a little crazy, I'm gonna have to ask for some assistance. So get in here, get in here. You can see how it looks. They gotta see how this dough looks. Get in closer. So you don't want the dough too wet, but then again, you don't want the dough too dry. So it looks like it's a little dry in the bottom, so we're gonna add a little bit more water, and that should be it. And after this is all said and done, I'll show you the next step. We'll be back. You want your dough to be consistent like Play-Doh, okay? You put a little bit of oil in here, and then you want to put some oil on the dough. Not much, just enough to lather up nice and smooth. You know, I'm an expert in this. And then we drop it. And that's how it looks right there. So now it's time for the dough to rise. We are gonna fold it up. Saran wrap. I don't usually put it too tight because sometimes depending on, like I said, I don't measure my stuff. Sometimes the dough be so high, it'll burst. So once it's like this, you gotta leave it for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, I don't know, in somewhere dark and humid spot. What I usually do is I put it in the oven. So I'll see you guys in 2 hours. So the dough is here. We got it, it rose. Make sure you cover the dough because you don't want it to dry up. You cut a little piece. All right. Now you're gonna make your little thing, your siopao. So now keep in mind when you make the siopao, you don't want it too thin in the middle. So I'm spreading it out, leaving a little hump in the middle, because nothing's worse than a steamed siopao that busts. We all know if it busts, it sucks. Trust me. So now you get your filling that you made earlier. It's nice and cooled down. Put your filling inside. Now this is where you got your options. You could put egg, whatever other filling you want. You could use pork. Use whatever you like. You could skimp out. Your choice. So once you do the filling, the way to do it is you're just gonna fold it like this. See? You're just folding it, tucking it in, tucking it in, tucking it in. And you just tuck it in, and then you pinch. You know, it's not the same with gloves on. All right, so now you pinch to seal it. You see it's not sealed yet. Trust me, you would turn it to seal it. So once it's, oh my goodness. There it is. It's nice and sealed. Then, make sure it stays sealed though. Because, like I said, you don't want it to bust. And then, you just shape that up. And you put it in parchment paper. And then you put it in your steamer, getting ready to steam. So I'll be back to show you the next process. All right, guys, so once you're finished rolling it, you let it sit for about 10-15 minutes like this until the yeast and the dough and the yeast, it rises up a little bit. You won't notice it. And then now we're gonna steam it. Once we cover it up, next time we open it, it's gonna be huge. So I got this monster steamer. You put it in there like this. And then you just steam it for about 10-15 minutes and you just double check. So we'll come back. All right, guys, moment of truth. Let's see how the siopao will look. Oh, failed. That's gonna suck. Oh, maybe you can turn it back in. Oh, how am I gonna do this now? It's okay. We could improvise. Let me grab a tool here. Hold on real quick. Ooh, got the lid open. All right, let's see how it looks. Woo, buddy. Look at that steam coming now. There's your siopao. Yup. Just like the good old song back in the 90s from Goody Mob. Who's that peeking in my window? Siopao. Nobody now. Let me know what you guys think.